What's going on, guys? RedSteelBlade here. I have missed you guys so much. I know I haven't been posting a lot, but we're going to try to change that, especially since, as you can see here, we are coming back with Mortal Kombat. I've missed the game. I know I got rid of it, and I had a whole video on, I don't know, I was done with it, but I ended up missing the game. I can't lie to that. Like, I've missed it. I was watching a lot of videos, and it just, you get hit with that nostalgia, you know. So I ended up getting it again, re-downloading it, playing a bit. I kinda had to retrain myself, and we're back into it. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about how much I hate counter pickers. And I just fought this guy, Overlord, whatever his name was. Just fought him. And he was not bad. Like, as you can see, I picked Leatherface. Right off the bat, I wanted to play some Leatherface. He has his Shinnok, which, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I didn't really care, but I always hate, because I know when I hate counter pickers, and that's kind of what he was doing. But, every time I know, like, when they're there, but they just kind of wait for you to pick somebody, and then they pick their character. I kind of hate that. I'm not sure whether or not you can call this counter picking, but or that instance right there counter picking, but I just hate it. So I'm not really dabbling on that. But it was a pretty good game for the start. You know, he was being very random, and I was just trying to figure out a way to get in because he started keeping me out. And Leatherface, as he is, does not really have much range unless you use the Pretty Lady variation. Obviously, that's the only time you get to really have some chainsaw movement. And the only range moves he has versus normal strings that don't have that much range to them in general, unless you use the strings themselves have good range but are too slow to do anything about it. Which kind of put me back when it came to fighting the Shinnok, because he would play me out, like keep me away, zone me out, which I managed to get in at times. I'd hit him with a couple mix-ups, and he was very random, very pokey. It was very rare to see him like stop pushing buttons for a second, like when I get the reset off. But especially since I was using Killer, I had noticed he started poking me out of all my cancels, which also put me at in a bad situation, more or less, because it was not going well. Every time he saw, it wasn't even that he saw it coming, it was more just he was poking, just like spamming it out so he could cancel me out of it. So I had to figure out a way around that. I couldn't cancel as much as I wanted to, but I still did it because, you know, I haven't played the game in about a year. I believe this first game I do manage to win. I start conserving. As you can see, I don't have any I have like no meter at all, and he has it all because I've been on the offensive. I kind of have him on the ropes. So I just conserve it. I don't use it because I don't want him to break. I want to get as much damage as I can, quickly and efficiently. Then I was kind of put in a bad spot. He got me in the corner, and that's when I started actually using the meter that he has. And I did that right there because he wakes up every time. He woke up every time. He didn't stop. But this game, it wasn't bad. You know, I kind of adapted, figured it out. The next game, I wasn't so fortunate. But we rematch, and the thing about that is, this is not where I'm bagging on him for being a counter picker. At the moment, I'm just bagging on him because, you know, it's just really hard fighting people who are very random. Like, now he starts teleporting, still poking me out of everything. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda got triggered at the end of this. A little triggered, because he was just being so random. And I had no idea what to do. He starts doing that just out of nowhere. He meter burns it. He never wakes up with armor. So this is also the round where I start using my armor more efficiently, because he never actually uses armor to wake up, but he wakes up every time. I guess he doesn't really want to use all of his armor, and this is the round where he really starts keeping me out. Like, I can't find a way in, and it's because of that move right there. I forgot what it's called for Shinnok, but it's just something that I could not get past. So he just starts using it, keeping me out, which is not like the worst thing in the world. You know, that's kind of what you're supposed to do. But I'm on the verge of getting flawless. I'm getting salty. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting salty. I just stopped him from the flawless, but I'm still not gonna win the game. It's about to be over in a second. I believe he uppercuts me. Oh no, he just hits me with that again. Then he hits me with the brutal. I call these kind of people, I don't know, I feel like a noob that knows what he's doing kind of thing. I don't know if that's what you can call it. I think of it more like somebody who doesn't really have combos per se, but they still know what they're doing. But I quickly go to character select because I was just salty, and I was going to pick Scorpion, but this is what I was talking about. Like, you see how he's just sitting there and waiting? This is when I bag on him. That's exactly why I went hidden, because he sat there and he was waiting for me to pick a character so he could counter it. And I hate people who do that, because half the time people who counter pick, it doesn't really work out for them. Like, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it's just like, with me, I don't really, being a counter pick, picking a character to go against another character, that's fine, but it doesn't really have anything to do with your overall skill. Like, you could pick somebody that you are more confident in fighting a certain character with, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to beat that character or beat that person. Like, it works out for him for, I believe, the first 3 games. We played a good, it's like a 23-minute video, I want to say. He beats me like the first couple games, like 3 games. Because I wasn't expecting Goro. I haven't played him in a long time. I had forgotten that almost everything Goro throws out is safe. I forgot that that kick was an overhead. I get hit with it a lot during these matches. I didn't conserve my stamina. This is how you can tell I was very salty. I didn't even convert that. It was just not going well for me. And he was constantly doing that right there. Like that move. I forgot what that was called too, but he was just always letting that fly. And normally I don't make these kind of videos. Normally the most you'll see from me is live stream. I kept that right there, the stomp. I got hit with that so many times trying to backdash it, but I ended up figuring out a way around it later that worked for me, because I just kept getting hit. I kept trying to backdash it. I had broken, forgot that you lose your stamina. It just wasn't a good game. There's also a lot of instances I forgot about Goro's hitbox. Applying the Scorpion pressure, because he wasn't good at dealing with the pressure. Which you'll see later. It's about a 20-minute video, like I said, but I got destroyed. I get destroyed for these first 3 games, so just prepare. But I make the comeback, don't worry. But he kicked my ass. Because I'm sitting here trying to, you can see the salt clicks. The salt clicks, you can hear it. And they just spam X. That's my salt clicks, I'm not gonna lie. It was like the first fight when I got on. And it was just, I was getting used to it. And I was like, I was getting salty. I can't lie about that. But it eventually, like, see these kicks I'm getting kicked by? I forgot that was an overhead, and I never actually adjusted. I tried to try something else because of Goro's hitbox, which I didn't actually. I wasn't doing it right. Oh, excuse me. I figured it out eventually. I figured out how I was gonna get past it, but I'm still getting my ass kicked. Not gonna lie. When it comes to that stomp, I figure that out. I'm breaking all the time. He hasn't used a single bar of meter. He's just building it up. I'm trying to figure out how to get past. I'm just getting destroyed. It was not going well. But that's exactly like right there. Goro hitbox. This is where I start to calm down a little bit. Trying to get my okay, I thought I blocked that, but I didn't. I tried to break it, but didn't have the stamina because he broke. That kick was just getting me all day long. This was actually like I had no idea what to do. I'm not even gonna lie. And that's how he got me. He was just applying. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't get out. Everything Goro does is safe for the most part. No, it was just not going well for me. But I think he beats me one more game. It was either just these two, or it was one more that he beats me. Yeah, no, it was just these two with Goro. Rematch again, and this is where I start getting my mojo back. I calm down, I quit being salty, and I get my shit together. Start using the unblockable a bit more. Actually successfully backdash that, but that's not how I'm gonna deal with it from now on. He also starts really uppercutting me. It's more just I'm finding the gaps, getting in there, getting in my mix-ups. That was the one thing that really messed him up, I think. I was like mind conditioning him. He had no idea how to deal with the mix-ups. I was trying to get past his I was poking my own. My footsie game was getting on point. Boom, there we go. Turn around. I had to look up the fatal real quick because I knew exactly what fatal I was gonna do on him. Because I haven't done in about a year. Finding the gaps, poke them out. It's just moments where you calm down, you know, you find the patience again. I think he beats me for this round though, if I remember correctly, because he was doing mix-ups of his own, but his mix-ups were more just kicking me. But he messed up the combo. I know I'm not gonna make this comeback right here, I'm pretty sure. I couldn't punish that. I was out of stamina. Or maybe I do. Oh yeah, no. I think that's where I messed up. Because he's just... Like, see how he starts uppercutting? Oh, maybe I do. Yeah, that's how I start dealing with it. I still lose. Because he hits me with that. But that's exactly how I start dealing with it. For Scorpion people, for Scorpion mains, if you don't know, and you're fighting a Goro, and you see him doing that, don't bother. Just go for the uppercut. Like, don't try to do anything else. Just teleport. Because it hits him almost every time. It hits him out the air. It gives you a free combo still if you figure out how to convert it. Just figured out how to deal with his hitbox. Hitting him with the... He never blocked low. See, like, I would always try to hit him with the overhead, but he wouldn't block low for some reason. But, like, I was just salty. Like, I didn't... Like, I was already mad because he was counter picking. Yeah. This game really got butt clenching because he just x-rayed me randomly. I did it too, but he had messed up. Oh, and then I messed up the fatality. I figured that I knew I was gonna go for the X-ray, but I didn't know if it was gonna be safe or not, so I took a huge gamble, and thankfully it was safe. Because again, like I said, you know, ever since I'd left the game, I haven't played for about a year. Because of that, like I had to retrain myself. I had to figure everything out, get my combos back with people. There are still people I can't, like, I'm not confident enough to use again. If you guys remember when you watch my streams, I could use any character like I wanted to. Like, you guys tell me to use a character, I use them no problem. It'd be fun. But that's the thing. This is where it starts going downhill for him. Like, I'm starting to get by everything he's doing, using my environment, unblockables, conditioning. It's slowly getting to the point where he doesn't know what to do. I was mad that that uppercut hit me, I won't lie. He kept uppercutting me. I hit him out the air. This is where I made my turnaround. Right after that first game, I calmed down, got my head together. It's just the thing, you know, people, like, I don't really like making these kind of videos, but, well, this is just something new. For the most part, I live stream. But I figured the live commentary on something would be a little different. Still talking more like a live stream. He would also do that. He got me out of my teleport, but he still doesn't know. This is where I just YOLO'd it. Bam. I love that brutality. I love that brutality so much. It's his best brutality, and I do not care what anyone says. But yeah, and I know a lot of people would be like, oh, well, it's not a surprise that you beat him. You have an 85% chance and stuff like that to beat him. I'm like, win percentages mean nothing. They mean absolutely nothing. And I know, because I've fought people who I've had a 0% chance against, quote unquote, and they were like the worst people I've ever fought in the game. And vice versa. I've gotten my butt kicked by people who were, like, I've had 100% chance. Like, you can't rely on that. It's a lie. It doesn't actually tell the truth. It just does it based on what you've actually done. Like, it's just stats, people. Stats mean absolutely nothing to skill. Because who knows what you've had to deal with. So, like, I wasn't pulling any punches. I was going, like, all offensive. I decided to put the pressure on him. Didn't let him think through. He couldn't deal with the pressure that well. Scorpion's pressure is not the easiest thing to get by, just because I hit him with the X-ray, get as much damage as I could. I wanted to get a flawless, but he knocked me out of it a lot in the back. Hit him with those. I think, oh yeah, this is when he starts kicking me again. I just do that. And then I hit him with the toasty. The old school. That was the X-ray that I tried to do a very long time ago. But there does hit a point where he gets fed up with with what's happening. He gets fed up with his losses. I believe it's after this one. Once I tie it up and then get ahead of him, which I think I've tied it up now. I think this was either the tie or this is the deciding game on if he switches characters or not. I keep messing that up. Hit him with that. Oh, Jesus. I thought that was gonna hit him at the time. I really did. But yeah, this was more just a this was a very one-sided match. I won't lie when I say that. I'm pretty sure this is the game where he was just like, I'm done with this. He wasn't even breaking. I don't know what he was trying to do. Well, he broke there, but he did that. This was the game where exactly that. I wanted to get that flawless so bad. I tried to do something different. Hit him with the brutal. It was a very one-sided game. And I believe this is when he decides, you know, forget that. It's either that or he plays one more. Because I think I'm up at 5 now. Yeah, he switches characters. And he switches over to his Liu Kang. And in all honesty, he was doing a lot better with Goro than he did his Liu Kang. I won't lie. His Liu Kang wasn't bad, but when it came to Liu Kang, I have way more experience fighting Liu Kangs than I do Goros. So it was like when back when I was really, really, really into the game, I had a lot of Mortal Kombat friends. A lot of friends that I fought all the time. A lot of ones who main certain people too. I had one who was a really good Kung Lao. A very good Kung Lao main. I had one that was a Liu Kang main. So I know how to deal with Liu Kangs a lot better than I do Goros. You know, I didn't have to deal with a Goro main or anything like that. And he still doesn't know how to deal with the pressure. He still won't use armor. Still uppercutting. Just took those moments because he didn't, like, he wouldn't make those safe. Like, he wouldn't meter burn it or anything to make it safe. It was just, he was doing a lot better. This is what I hate about counter pickers. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Because when you counter pick, like I said earlier, it might go good for a while, but it has nothing to do with the person's skill. Like, after I switched off of, I stayed on the same character. Hit him with the X-ray again. So, like, people, it's fine to counterpick, but don't counterpick like expecting a dramatic outcome. Like, you have to work no matter what. Like, never underestimate your opponent or anything like that. Just because you pick a character does not mean that it's gonna go any different. And I can't really say, the only reason I went hidden cursor against him was because he I went hidden cursor so he couldn't counterpick me. And to counterpick the hidden cursor, he went with Goro, which was a very safe, overall steady character. At this point, that's when he rage quit. He rage quit right here. He was gone. He didn't want anything to do with anything else. It was just over. As you can see, he was gone. So, while it was satisfactory, moral of the story, y'all, don't counterpick. Don't underestimate.